So I'm minding my own business this morning, and I go out to the supermarket, to get some coffee for the family and so forth. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, and I have to walk by the newsstand, if you want to call it that. And I blew some money purchasing these newspapers so I could show you the headlines. The great Biden, President of the United States. Here's the Washington Post. Biden, unity is the path. 16th president, history-making VP Harris sworn in the Capitol. Term begins with inaugural plea for a divided nation to end its uncivil war. Wouldn't you kill to have a media like this to back conservatives and Republicans? Or Donald Trump just for 24 hours? That's the Washington Post. Now, just in case, the Washington Post went even further. Oh, yeah. They have a commemorative edition. They call it commemorative section. It's all wrapped. You see? It's all wrapped. Can we see this on TV? We okay, folks? I know there may be a little glare, but it's okay. And they have Kamala Harris, the first woman vice president in American history. If it had been Sarah Palin, what do you think they would have said about her? You think they would have had a commemorative edition? Oh, this part. There you go. Commemorative edition, Joe Biden. There is a problem here. The 46th president of the United States. And then you open it. May I do this? I think I shall. Mark, you're destroying the commemorative nature of it. Are you kidding me? I'm putting this in the shredder as soon as the show is over. And it goes on and on and on about the great Joe Biden. It's incredible. Joe Biden, and in Delaware, everybody knows your name, especially if it's Joe. See that? Look at the back. Joe. I feel like I'm in Mao's China here. This is the American media here. What else do we have? After a 4-year pooch hiatus, White House gets a pet-loving friend. See this? Probably not. From the heart, the on-air day, he went off script on same-sex marriage. This is slobbering. It's unbelievable. On campus, Joe Biden will remain her student's English professor, Dr. B. His Catholicism is all about healing. Now he will lead a suffering America. It's unbelievable. Once one of the youngest senators, Biden will be the oldest president. And it goes on and on. About our man Joe, Lunch Bucket Joe. Who knew he had all this in him? Well, there's more. Now we have Kamala Harris. See the back? Oh, yeah. Look at that. See that? Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool. A history in the making, Kamala Harris. If a black woman conservative had been elected, you think there would have been history in the making? No, they would have trashed her every step of the way. As Veep, Harris breaks the door open for women after mere 232 years. And a woman joins the all-male club. So they have, look at this. All the male vice president, and there's Kamala. Kamala's she's already historic. She hasn't done a damn thing, but she's historic. We got history all around us here, ladies and gentlemen. Black women throughout history built the foundation for Harris's ascension. Now we tie her back to the great black woman in American history. Kamala, we do. Let's see, what else do we have? As Harris takes vice presidential oath, the sound of power shifts significantly. With a vice presidency full of firsts, attention and attacks will endure. Unbelievable. That's the Kamala commemorative version. Unbelievable commemorative section. That'll be wonderful. And that's just the Washington Post. We have USA Today, and what do we have? On the cover page, we have a day of history and hope. Joseph R. Biden Jr. becomes the 46th president. Kamala D. Harris breaks barriers as vice president. There you go. Isn't that great? Donald Trump got all the same attention too, I'm sure. Harris steps into, here's the inauguration day. Harris steps into history. See? Let's see here. The interior. From Scranton to the presidency. Yes, Joe Biden. He worked his way all the way up from vice president to president of the United States. Amazing thing. We've never seen that before. Joe Biden, Harris make bold fashion statements. You know, Melania Trump, supermodel, beautiful woman, beautiful clothes. She never even got one article like this. All of a sudden, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are making fashion statements. No, they're not. They're not making any statements. Let's see. What else? To heal, we must remember. And so it goes on, Inauguration Day, and we have Biden promises world U.S. will repair alliances. Okay, and then we have more. We have the inauguration section inside. Look at this. Joe Biden. See this? Harris swears in 3 senators. Many Republicans welcome Biden's call for unity. We will see you soon, says Trump's. Let's see, and it goes on. So, not to be outdone by the Washington Post, although the Washington Post used to run ads around here. If you don't get it, you don't get it. Well, I don't get it, and I don't get them. That's for sure. All right, that's that. Oh, the New York Times. We can't stop it. No. The New York Times. Democracy has prevailed. Biden pledges to seek unity. All these man lands on moon type headlines. See that? Joe Biden. Half a century in Washington. Nobody knows that he stood for unity. I mean, the guy stood with the segregationists in the South for a while. I mean, it's incredible. Joe Biden, they're turning him into Abraham Lincoln. The president, forged by setbacks as much as by his success, takes reins of a nation torn by crisis and strife. Historic leap for Harris. A call for a return of civility and truth as a guiding light. The party that is the most vile, poisonous, cancerous blot on our body politic, they're going to bring us, to unity. And as I keep saying on radio and elsewhere, they don't mean unity, they mean conformity, repression. You will do as they say, and then there will be unity. Acting DSA Deputy Secretary Ken Cuccinelli, who's a good guy. He was Attorney General of Virginia. I want you to hear what he has to say about what Nancy Pelosi had requested for Inauguration Day. Go.
12 members of the National Guard were pulled from their duty here due to what was described as inappropriate text messages or social media.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that? What do you know about that situation?
Well, first of all, my understanding as of the time we sit here is it was just what you said. They identified inappropriate type of statements. There is no, I repeat, no identified threat from any of these people to the inauguration or any suggestion that I'm aware of that any of them had any intention to do anything other than their duty in the National Guard. I don't know who the 12 are, but that is my understanding. The Secretary of Defense has spoken similarly to that point.
So let's get this clear, because now the National Guard's being trashed. At the one hand, they want the National Guard there. On the other hand, look at this. We have 12 people who are a threat. They weren't a threat. They didn't like their social media. And yet, until you hear Cuccinelli say this definitively, that was not the impression the media were leaving at all. Was, oh my God, we have people within the National Guard who would take out a president? No, we don't. God, go ahead.
This additional vetting is really a function of the heightened anxiousness in Washington. If only they'd been so anxious about the violence all across the country for the last year, we might not have gotten to a point where this seemed to some people to be an acceptable form of political expression.
Yeah, I mean, you raise a great point, because when you think about all of that across the summer, and one of the most haunting images to me is the 3rd precinct in Minneapolis, when it was basically they just moved out of it. The police moved out of it in the middle of the night. It was set on fire. They basically escaped in their squad cars and didn't come back. And people were ransacking it. There was all this discussion about, no, we don't want the National Guard for this instance, right? There in Seattle and Portland as well, discussion. Don't send the National Guard to President Trump. Now, behind us, you've got a force that is several times the number that we have in Iraq and Afghanistan.
A division.
Makes sense
of that. You have a division, and the last up of thousands of these troops was requested by the Speaker through the Capitol Police. She even wanted crew-manned machine guns in Washington. That was rejected because there's simply no use for that in a security arrangement.
Whoa. Listen to this. Crew-manned machine guns. Now, crew-manned machine guns are intended for what, Mr. Producer? To mow people down. For mass casualties. Crew-manned machine guns, big machine guns, they're not intended to, well, this guy's a bad actor, that's a bad actor. They're intended to blow out large numbers of people. The Speaker of the House called for machine guns? Let's see here. I don't see that on the headline of the Wall Street Journal. Do you? No, I don't see that. New York Times? No, it's democracy in action. No, I don't see that there. I don't see it in, let's see here. No, I don't see it in the commemorative edition of the Washington Post. Crewman machine guns. The Speaker of the House, the number 3 in line for the presidency, wanted machine guns at the inauguration. The big ones, crewman machine guns, not machine guns held by a soldier. You know, that type. Isn't she inciting violence? No. Leftists can't incite violence even when they're violent.
For more, sign up for Levin TV.